as we've got KC going up against Vitality. Johnny, great to see Vitality in a regional final yet again. Can they now convert that into a championship?
They're back for the first time in a long time, and they've looked good doing it. I've got to, give huge props to Redosin for that semi-final performance he puts up. Everybody's been waiting for Alpha 54 to make a return to the top flight, to make a return to grand finals. But Redosin was just on a different level in that semi. I was so impressed with what he was able to do. If they can replicate that, Sizen doesn't need to do too much here, and this isn't disrespect. It's simply just, we saw some nervy mistakes early in the series yesterday in the quarterfinal from Sizen. When he's ironed them out, that's open. Well, let's say when Sizen ironed out those mistakes, they look like the better team. So that's what we're looking to see from Sizen. Just no mistakes and solid gameplay. That's just an open net for Karmine Corp off the back of the demo.
Just the demo is not going the way that they might want to see over on Vitality. Ended up completely ruining their rotation. Now they are down by 1 to start us off. Those of you just joining us to catch the grand finals, it is best of 7. Both teams get access to 1 timeout. And this is the first tournament of the European split. A win here is as good as making sure that you are going to San Diego. Lose it, you've got good points, you've still got work to do. Itachi barely had any work to do to finish that shot off.
Oh, that was just calmed so well by Karmine Corp. Vatira had an option to shoot there, but his team's yelling at him that the last man's up, and he just hits the ball forward into the corner, understanding that any win in a 50-50 is as good as a goal. So great comms from Karmine Corp to call that early, to let Vatira know. If he didn't already know himself, he might have done, He's got that sixth sense. If he didn't already know, though, the third man is up, and they certainly let him know quickly enough so he could adjust and make the right play.
Not that KC need to make a statement, but imagine... Oh, wait a minute. Well, imagine this match gets really good all again. Imagine they go in and annihilate this grand final after the quality that we saw between Vitality and Oxygen. If they go ahead and win this, say, 4-0, 4-1, that would just put them a tier above everybody.
Yeah, you'd think so, or at least a tier above this kind of team. I think Oxygen have got a good chance against KC, but look at this, Vitality might have a better chance than we thought. Redosin barrels through everybody. I mean, the first 50-50 was well played, faking out Vatira, but look at that for a result. Through Itachi as well on the goal line.
Well, this has been the player to look out for. Said that this tournament has been star-making for a few players. We look towards Smokes, but Redosin could very well be the player that has the most stock increase coming out of this event, no matter the result. And that result, if he wants it, will be a championship win, although this is a rough position to find yourself in, but Redosin does it so well. 3 jumps, did not respect Vatira in the slightest. They're still in a difficult position, but Itachi does not want to dive in and put his team in a rough spot.
Yeah, Vatira kind of expected a pre-jump save there, just on a direct shot, so he went 1 step further, tried to double it off the crossbar. Redosin managed to adjust his flight path to cover that as well, so that's just phenomenal play. Alpha's almost bumped Vatira there. Good evasion by Vatira, who's now on the counter-attack. Exotic offloads to him. Oh, but it's Redosin again. He's having the tournament of his life.
He doesn't want this tournament to end. He really will not. Redosin has leveled up massively. And we still question, with Alpha in the form that he's in, with Redosin in World Championship form, if he wants it, this is the third that we needed to see. Sizen has got the brace.
Redosin with a demo. Alpha forces the mistake from KC. And Sizen's there to finish it off. That's the kind of confident approach we've been looking to see from Sizen. It's not the nervous, slow motion approach as third man, getting stuck out of position. No, he's up quickly and he slams the shot past two goalkeepers. And Vitality are really putting it all together here in the grand final after a slightly shaky beginning. It's all coming together now.
Vitality seem to have just ironed out the mistakes. Had a few occasions where we were questioning what was happening to them defensively, but up against Oxygen, it did look like Oxygen had to go for the outplays off the post. And Exotic, very thankful to see that. 2 minutes left in this game. 5 goals scored. Vatira on the chase, but he had to slow down. I think he was bumped by his own teammate, actually, that put him out of position. Still, plenty of time to work with. And more importantly, the players to do it.
Yeah, they're making the necessary plays. If you look back at the teams who have beaten Karmine Corp in playoffs this season, it's a short list. It's 3 teams. Oxygen did it, Team Liquid did it, and Moist did it as well. Those 3 teams in beating KC needed to be mechanical. That's a good save by Alpha. Redusted follows up as well. You know, it's all about making the game as chaotic as possible. It's about playing as quickly as possible in offense. Because once Karmine Corp can just get into a rhythm, I think they can out-rotate anyone in Europe right now. I think that they've got the best structure out of all the top teams. And you need to make those big solo plays. You can't rely on just one player. It's why teams like Team Liquid, Oxygen, Moist have had some success against Karmine Corp last split. They've got more than one beast in offense. And Radosin stepping up and becoming that second player that can do that for Vitality today, alongside Alpha 54, who's for a long time been known as that guy.
And the lines are cleared, at least for now. Good challenge as well. Exotic delays, leaves it for Itachi, but it's a little bit panicked, actually. KC trying to get this ball out of their own side of the field. Vatira waiting for it. Really want to go and try and deal with that one at the source, and they might actually regret that. Itachi off the backboard. There goes Exotic. Work to do. Can he do it? Oh! Yes! Oh! Scrambled out. And we stay with a 1-goal difference.
That was at least 90% over the line, but Alpha somehow kept it out of the goal. Still, Karmine Corp knocking on the door. Vatira looking for the double. Itachi bumped the defender off the back wall, but it's been sent long with the blue trail. One last chance for Karmine Corp. Can't get past Alpha, but at least they've demoed him out of the equation for now. Sizen snipes the ground. Vitality come back from 2 goals down to win game 1.
And hopefully that is a preview of 6 more games to come our way. What an unbelievable game number 1, and Vitality have gone and got it done. And it has been the story of their tournament. Radosin, Alpha, and even Sizen, who really got involved in this one, just looking like they're all playing their part.
Yeah, they've done brilliantly. I mean, Sizen taking 2 of the goals. It's crucial that he's feeling confident for this match. He's looked a bit shaky this weekend, and you know, if he can just play a confident series, Vitality can absolutely win this one. Radosin's in the form of his life. Alpha 54 is Alpha 54, so need you say any more? I think they've got the tools. He will always be that guy. But wow, Radosin with an unbelievable in and out save in this game. Somehow one upped by Alpha, who scoops the ball back from inside the goal later on. Just a crazy showing. And that's what it takes to beat Karmine Corp. I hope we see more of it, because that was a great watch.
And given the way that we are talking about Radosin, I mean, this is a player that we all collectively agreed he's good. That was very well known across all of us. But this is world class. This is what a org like Vitality has been after. And they have now found it. But they are up against KC, who I'm not afraid of dropping a game or 2. This is not a team that gets rattled by losing.
Well, that might not be ideal.
That one went in.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster for Itachi.
It's because I dared to say that they'd be fine after a loss. Okay, I won't do that again.
We're not rattled. KC can't be rattled. We can rattle our own bars. Just test the woodwork on our own goal in the opening. Well, you know, something I said about Radosin last season is that when he was playing on Williams Resolve with Sizen and Prime, you know, that team were so close so many times, but they lacked that kind of carry. Even though they had Radosin on the roster, they were missing the carry, or the just absolutely world-class player that other teams at the top had at the time. But I think Radosin's become that guy. He's become that level of player. Here he goes again. He's reset. Sorry, attempted a dunk on Itachi. This time it is saved by Karmine Corp, who look a bit uncomfortable at the start of this game. Yeah, Radosin's he's reaching his potential, and Itachi will regain in just over a minute. It's not long since he hit his own crossbar. Now he's hitting the crossbar at the other side of the field, following up.
So KC yet again taking the first goal. At least following a trend in the first 2 games. Might be number 2 as well.
Yeah,
Remember, 2 gold lead, the most dangerous of all leads, and they have got it. Well, we're about to test that theory.
Yeah, this great knock forward by Itachi there. Sizen couldn't go for it. He went for the in and out save as well, and to be honest, he should be hitting that. That's a bit of an awkward one to approach an in and out save that slowly, but he had the boost to make that touch. Awkward as it was. So you know that Exotic's going to be there for the finish. That's something that KarmineCorp have done very well, is getting the whole team forward. Exotic's bumped the last man here. Vatira's got the open net. And that's 3-0. Easy as you like.
I'm starting to think KC took that last loss personally. They are not happy at all. And they are sweeping aside Vitality in this game too. We're getting to the point, if they get another goal, it's done. And we're just sort of ticking out the clock, waiting for the next game to start. And that's how quickly this sort of team can go and do that to you for Vitality. There is still a way back. It is a long way away. It starts with a crucial hit there from Radostin. And usually, Johnny, matches where we only start referencing the clock as an important factor with a minute and a half left, usually a 2-goal lead. 3-goal lead, you need to get going, and you need to get going so quickly.
Yeah, they really do. You know, I'm actually really liking this version of Itachi that we're seeing this weekend. You know, all the talk about KarmineCorp is Vatira 1v3, and I feel like there's a lot of similarities between Vitality and KarmineCorp for that reason. Vitality, long time being known as Alpha 1v3, but he's not 1v3 in today's Sizen, almost scoring with a reset double there. Itachi just focusing more on the mechanical plays this split, it would seem, compared to just being a completely solid player that he was in the previous one. That's going to help out KarmineCorp a lot. That's going to allow Vatira to just have an off game every now and then and still watch his teammates winning the game for him. It's nice to not have to be the best player in the world every game.
But he'll do it if he feels like it. For Radostin now, I don't think he quite got the reset, but it has faked out for a couple of players. Sizen doesn't get the best challenge. Exotic can turn around, instead leaves it for his teammate. There's no rush here whatsoever for KC. The timer is their friend. Oh, one of them has been bumped. Alpha, can he get it back under control? Not quite.
Oh my.
Oh no.
That was a special approach from Itachi. I don't know how he managed to get back to that so quickly after centering it off the ceiling. And that just really shows you what you've been missing about Itachi's gameplay this weekend. If you've not been following KCorp's run through the tournament, it's been some of the best offensive form that we've seen from him in a long time. This is a guy who's always been known as a menace to run into in twos ranked. Here's Exotic with a nice mech play, but it's going to be on the goal line for Itachi to score.
It's done.
Yeah, if they could forfeit here, they might, but they're going to need to play this one out. Reset there by Exotic, even getting a little angle to knock it past Alpha as well. 4-0, comfortable for KarmineCorp in game 2.
Now suddenly that game 1 feels a long, long way away. Oh, you guys scored 3 and us without us managed to get one back? All right, that's fine. We'll get 4. Are we going to get at least 1 back here? Or KC just going to go home with a clean sheet. And it looks like we might be adding number 5. Yeah, once you hit 4, 5 and 6 just seems so incredibly likely. It's time to go next. Now, one thing I am interested by, Johnny, and I'm going to cast your mind back to the ancient times of 2.5 hours ago.
Okay.
I'm confused by something, Johnny. When we did the fan vote for the first KC game of the day against German Amigos, it was 70% to 30%.
Yeah.
This one was 81% to 19. What has changed? Where has everyone come from? What's going on with this?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like at the start of the day or any point during this tournament even,
like, if you're awake.
If you ask KarmineCorp fans who are you more afraid of, Vitality or German Amigos, they probably all tell you Vitality. But I think there's just so many KarmineCorp fans and so many Rocket League fans tuning in right now to add their vote to the equation. And
that's what I was confused by, because it was at the very least almost 5 p.m. So they were awake. Just wondering where they just showed up from.
I think Stumpy also had less time to just persuade everybody to vote for the team he's going for.
Oh no, yeah, Stumpy There's no way Stumpy persuaded everybody with that thing. Well, for those of you that maybe needed persuading about how good KC really are, this has been the game to do it. 5-0. That was as dominant as they come, but still only worth 1 on the board. And for Vitality, well, you don't really need to take a timeout here because you had a good 3 minutes off 1 during this game.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how they would have really been playing out the last minute or minute and a half of this game. I think the 4th goal probably just put it past the point of a comeback being even slightly possible. So Vitality are probably thinking about the next game already there. Yeah, it's actually with a great mechanical play to kick things off. And then we had actually a 3-man play there, the 2nd goal. And then they just ran away with it. The Karmine Corp, they played a very good game here. I think they played a good game 1 as well. They took some brilliant goals, some brilliant saves from Vitality to win game 1. So honestly, the level that Karmine Corp seem to be at, it looks like they can keep this up. It looks like they can do this every game. Vitality, can they produce the quality of saves and plays that they produced in game 1 every game? I don't think so. I think their record throughout this weekend is incredibly impressive. They're undefeated, beating Karmine Corp in the groups even. But it seems like their baseline seems to be a bit lower. Their standard level is lower than Karmine Corp's. They've got that peak, but can they hit it often enough?
What we do know, though, is that if Vitality get chances, the individual quality we will see from them will always shine through. It's just getting the space to do it. Here's Vatira off the backboard, selfless setup. Itachi's shot goes too high. Gonna have a second shot at it, but that's not gonna help. And now we've actually got Sizen chasing everybody down and Exotic having none of it. He just ran away.
Yeah, it's a nasty play for the attacker and the defender on that one. That's much better than those Sizen slots. A top corner finish after Alpha 54 had everyone in a mess. I don't think Itachi knew that was going to be his ball. It kind of just landed on him. He's probably waiting for Exotic to go for it. And if he was trying to control it, that's definitely not the touch that he went for.
After you've just been annihilated 5-0, nothing better than getting the next goal and resetting yourself. And that has been something that we see a lot in Rocket League as well, of one truly dominant game, and then we get right back into the grit style of matches where the matches are all so very close. And it's always nice just to get rid of that a little bit of worry that the 5-0 was a sign of things to come.
Look at this.
And it certainly seems like Vitality have put it behind them.
Well, Sizen leading the attack this time with the run-ahead demo. And in the chaos that ensued, Redosin found Alpha on the backboard. 2-0.
We're already getting back and forth goal scored, are we, Johnny? It's just periods of dominance. 2 goals in a row, and we got 3 goals over to KC, then 5. Oh, wait, no, it was the other way around. It was 3 goals Vitality, 5 goals KC. Now we've got 2 goals Vitality. It's not going back to back. Vatira now delays. What a stop from Redosin. He's managed to cover both options. KC looking to try and get a goal back nice and quickly, but that's not happening at the moment. The rotations of Vitality always covering the off angle. Off the backboard, Vatira!
No way.
Not in! And not for the first time. Just that little lack of pace ends up being a difference maker, and a defender can get back.
Yeah, it was Sizen this time with a great touch. He's actually double committed there with Redosin. He calls him off the ball. Now's the time to stay calm for Vitality. Don't want to fall for that same trap again of just being their own worst enemy, double committing and panic jumping, panic flipping.
What is
oh, what's the save? Alpha denied a 3rd goal. Vatira knocks it into the top of the goal. That was another great push by Vitality. They're finding so many shots, and these are real shots. Some of the times the game scoreboard will register a shot. We all know it's not really a shot. It's more of a pass. It's more of a easy save for a goalkeeper. These are real opportunities Vitality are creating here.
When we talk about very obviously what Redosin has been practicing in training lately. We saw him earlier on score off the same thing where he got the reset and immediately did the side flip. And that was an incredible goal. He's gone for it again. And it's so effective because the pace that he is getting off those plays is immaculate. And now 2 minutes left. They don't need those sort of plays anymore. They just need to make sure that KC stay quiet. Easier said than done as they now are on offense. Alpha has got Redosin just behind him. That miss. That's a little bit of space that Vitality needed.
Yeah, good reads there in defense from Alpha. Staying on the back wall, even though Vatira was up for an aerial. Figured that Vatira's path was likely to be direct off the ceiling. The defense from Vitality is just really clutching up again in game 3. It was huge saves in game 1 that kept them in it, and now they're producing a similar kind of quality. Itachi, an Exotic in a 2v1, and Alpha.
No way!
That's too strong in the way. Well, he dodged the demo, and then he dove right back down to crush the save.
Absolutely incredible. Alpha 54 is just too good for you. 1 minute and a bit left. KC will feel like they should have had at least one back. Instead, there might be another one down. I think that's good for them at the moment is that Alpha wasn't back. Now he is. And now you've got to get that ball past him in some way. Itachi, with Exotic in support, goes the whole way by himself.
Oh.
And it has got in.
What is this from Itachi? Alpha's dropped a nice one in the quick chat there, because that is a brilliant shot. Itachi recovered on the backboard after missing the double, and then quickly got back to the ball to stick it in himself. He didn't even need any help there. That is a ridiculous goal. What a recovery by Itachi.
Very reminiscent of Devo's backboard goal back in Season 5. Just a couple of extra steps to the play beforehand. Well, you didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? KC back in it. 1 goal away from sending us to overtime. They've got to go the whole length of the pitch to do it.
You know, the crazy thing, Trogan, is a lot of people I'm sure will call that lucky, but I feel like you make your own luck in those kind of positions. It's actually nearly scored the double. That's why it's bouncing on the goal line. And then he's the one who's recovered quickly, realized he can score it just by jumping on the wrong side of the ball. So great stuff. And oh my goodness, the 50 goes in. Well, that didn't look like it was going to result in a goal. Of all the ways to concede, having 3 defenders from Vitality in the area is not one of them that I expected.
Well, you create your own luck, but you might create your own downfall. 3 players gone, none of them covering the right direction. Greasy's prophecy of sending the double commit only implied to double commits. Once you triple commit, then you're up to something else. And wait a minute, there might still be a way to steal this before the time is up. Well, Vitality have already dropped 1 2-goal lead. Actually, no, they was opposite side of it last time around. Now they might be up against this one. Here goes Vatira. I'm going to let this one drop. Yes, they are. Overtime needed.
I don't think Exotic was interested in keeping that one up. Going to be a Karmine Corp favorite kickoff. Itachi going to get through Sizen. That's really well played by Sizen, not to panic there, just to give his teammates time to get back. And now that they have gotten back, it's Alpha on the ball. He's dispossessed by Vatira, though. Rare to see Alpha not outplay at least one player in a position like that.
Oh, Redosin stealing. Exotic does not want any of it. Made sure to scramble and recover after he was the one that gave the ball away. Well, now, here, Vitality, you need to forget that you were ever 2 goals up. This could very well be one of those games that we look back on when the series is done and go, that was the moment. The corner, Itachi ready and waiting. Vatira midfield, might not need him. Backboard again. Have they got a setup? No, once again. Vitality's defense, once they can get set up, usually phenomenal.
Yeah, if they can just avoid those moments that we saw for the second goal where everybody dives at the ball. You know, it's a triple commit, yes, but if somebody just got a good hit on it, it wouldn't have mattered, really, given the time that was remaining. But, yeah, they're keeping it more organized now. Ball's been in their back corner for a while now. They're rotating in one at a time to make sure that it doesn't go in a dangerous area. Oh, that might be it. No, Exotic gets the winner, but it's Vatira with the demo that makes it happen. Sizen did not see it coming. He had his eye on the shot. He forgot about Vatira in the net. Oh, you can't see all 3 players on an opposing team these days. Yeah, you should know that's coming. Vatira with a great play there. Great call as well to just shoot directly. 3-2. Karmine Corp. Keep these swings going, Shogun. It's another 3-goal swing.
So what should we learn here? All right, it's either just keep scoring in bunches, or if you go 2 goals up, you need that third as quickly as possible, because 2-0 is like a cursed scoreline in this series.
Not safe. It isn't safe. Yeah, some really great goals in this game. The Itachi goal will steal the show, certainly. But, you know, some great comms in that last play by Karmine Corp as well to make that happen. I think they look like the more consistent of the two teams. I mean, they're 2-1 up for a reason here. They've lost a game 1 from a 2-goal leading position. Since then, taken 2 games straight. And balls in Vitality's corners, balls in their court as well. They've got to get that goal swing back on their side.
Well, Vitality in the last 2 games have lost in both sides of the pain spectrum. One of them got annihilated in. The other one, well, they were as close as they possibly could have done to going ahead and winning it. Either way, things now need to change.
Well, you know, the other bad news for Vitality is they were able to kind of recreate that game 1 defensive performance that had them holding on to a lead late into the game with crazy saves made by individual players. Think to Alpha's 1v2 save against an attempted bump on him. You know, Karmine Corp didn't really do anything wrong when they made that play against Alpha. They kept the shot low. They expected him to attempt an in and out save. It was just brilliant by Alpha to drive in a circle. Oh, this is going to be Fatira's brilliance, though. He just knew he had some space. Look how close he is to the Vitality box, and he just has all the time in the world. Sizen is just driven away from him there. And Justin and Alpha do not have any ability to get back to him.
So now 4 in a row for KC. Vitality need to snap this streak. Because right now, as close as the series was up until a minute ago,
oh, no way.
This is getting away from them. And Exotic is proving the difference.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate there for Vitality. The Exotic's just fallen on it, but definitely a mistake from Alpha to hit the ball straight back towards him. He's got to get that ball into the corner, the back corner, something they did brilliantly in game 3 before they lost their late game lead. And it's all gone wrong there. I mean, playing the ball into the dunk is asking for trouble. A couple of unforced errors from Vitality have led to 2 goals from the clinical Karmine Corp.
All right, well, go and get that third as quickly as you can, Karmine Corp. I do not trust this whatsoever. Maybe they are, if there is any team to go against the curse of 2-0, they'll be the ones to do it. The backboard yet again. Vatira drops it down for Itachi. Well read, though, by Vitality, who would like to see some other part of this field. It has been orange side only for the last 2 minutes.
What is this boost that Radosin is using? Is he trying to distract Karmine Corp here with this one? This is a strategy. If Vitality have turned their game sound down, if they like playing with muted game sound, then this could be a plan to get inside KC's heads, because, well, you're definitely getting a noise coming. You can hear that one a mile away.
It's almost the exact opposite of what we used to get from Virtuoso, as that shot will not test Radosin too much. But Virtuoso's whole strategy was to be as silent as possible. Instead, that is a play to make sure that everyone knows where you are. Sierra takes it inside the field. Half the game now gone. Oh, here we go. Alpha and Itachi. What a recovery.
Yeah, it's just too fast. Back to the ball. And it's, you know, those kind of recoveries that make double committing in defense a little bit more viable. In fact, a lot more viable than they were back in the day. You know, back in the day, double commit like that, the defenders are gone. They're not coming back. They're out the game. And now it's actually just turns around, no problem, and makes a second save as well. So, you know, it's positions like that where if you've got recovery mechanics like these guys, you don't really need to calm whose ball it is. You just go. Make sure that you get the ball clear.
You hit the ball and never any problems. Oh, good block from Itachi. There's a game where if you were to hide the names of everyone on the field, you might be convinced that KC were the team trailing. Just how good the chase for that next goal has been. Radosin. He's got it in. And I'm just going to say it again, Johnny. curse of the 2-goal lead. Will we get it one more time?
Yes, for the second time in the series, Karmine Corp has scored 5 goals in a row, this time spread between 2 games, and it's followed up by a Vitality goal. But last time this happened, Vitality scored the next 2, so if we're to follow the same path here, that does not bode well for Karmine Corp, except for the fact that they went on after that second goal for Vitality to score again. So if you're a skeptic, you shouldn't be too worried if you're a Karmine Corp fan.
That's across the face of goal once again. Itachi just showing himself to Radosin. Giving that a little bit of moment for pause. Radosin will go and chase. Exotic daring Sizen to come and join him. As 2 players now moved, Itachi had to get good hits. Did exactly that. Pass, and Radosin will be wishing that was looking a bit different.
Yeah, that wasn't the play there from Alpha. He just kind of gave the possession away, but they've still managed to keep it alive. Radosin waiting for the pass in the middle of the box. Pass went behind him. Vitality's passers have been wayward in their last 2 offensive drives. Not got much time left for many more of those offensive plays.
Alpha will go up. Has managed to win. Now up against Vatira, who finds the 1 gap past him, and Sizen's not getting there. The 2-goal lead reestablished. KC looking at triple tournament points.
Yeah, I think it's probably fair enough to go for that. Alpha knows it's a risky play. It's a risky position to take a 50-50, but with this much time left on the clock, I reckon you just got to hope that Vatira's not reading that. And unfortunately, he is reading it. His name's Vatira. It does tend to happen. 3-1. Karmine Corp not just going to be winning this game 3-1 by the looks of things, but with 3 games in a row, have triple tournament points in the Winter Split Regional 1.
I think now, Johnny, it's Farah time. I have that timeout. Time for them to put the headset on and give them the knowledge that they need. Well, we're not going to... That's not the first time that we've seen a goal scored by separate teams back-to-back.
Yeah, just a little bit of a momentum swing, possibly. I mean, it might look silly to be going for these plays. I know some pros like to pad the stats. They want to get as many goals per game. But, you know, it is nice to just not concede at the end of a game. It's nice to get a goal at the end of a game, even if it's not a relevant goal in a game you've already lost. Just a little bit of momentum going into the next one. There's so many swings this series. Yeah, this is important. It's important for Karmine Corp to, or rather for Vitality to get whatever they can. They call it timeout here. And, you said it's fair time. I think, fair enough is what I'd respond to that. Let's see what you can come up with.
And Ferrer as well. We did hear the desk talk about him very briefly earlier on. I just want to continue to talk just how impressive Ferrer's transition over to a coach has been, because, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible here, Ferrer made a career with not much mechanically going his way, and he was still one of the best Europe had to offer. Now that he has got maybe, the operating arms to look elsewhere and do those bits for him, and he can put that Rocket League brain of his to use.
Okay, I see where you're going. Yeah.
It's his brain, everyone else's mechanics.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, but you've landed that one well.
That one off with, I don't want.
I wasn't sure, but yeah, you've landed well. You're cleared for landing there. Airbus is going to be quite happy with that one.
I was going to say, you're not allowed this when Airbus is the thing that I believe you had a hand in.
No, I'm not going to take credit for that one. If you're wondering what the Airbus Farah reference is, I believe that was from a CJ watch party way back in the day. He was watching Farah attempt a fast aerial, and it qualified as an aerial. Definitely not a fast one though. So yeah, that's where that came from for all of you who were not there back in the day for that one to happen. But okay, let's take a look at some of the goals from that last game. That's second goal for Karmine Corp. They can't have been expecting it, and eventually we didn't get the goal sprees that we've been rewarded for today, with a little bit of a back and forth at the end there. One goal for one team, one goal for another. Then, of course, Vitality getting the last goal of the game in rubbish time. So unfortunately for them, that didn't matter. I think this could be just a timeout to try and cool down a little bit, cool down the Karmine Corp momentum. Karmine Corp have won three straight games. Vitality have had some streaks in those games where things have been going their way. Not long enough. It's really swinging back to Karmine Corp a bit too often.
Well, Vitality were just in a true battle against Oxygen, who almost managed to come back from a 3-1 deficit to go ahead and win the series. It was Vitality that shut that down over in Game 7. Now they need to go one step further than what their previous foes were capable of. 3 matches in a row against Karmine Corp. Yeah, just that simple, Johnny. They've got 15 minutes of the best Rocket League they've played, and they need to do it now.
Yeah, the best Rocket League we've seen from Vitality in this game, I'd say games 1 and 3 were your good games to look at there. And that's going to be, those performances are going to be difficult to reproduce when you're making clutch goal line saves and when you're making massive solo plays in an organized defense like Karmine Corp. Yes, it's hard to rely on plays like that coming as often as you need them to. Sizen's not anywhere near this. He's going to need some help from Radosin. He gets it, but it's too much work to be done. Radosin's initial save goes back into the center off the inside of the post.
That's so unlucky for him. Really didn't know that post can usually go just about anyway. I just said he just caught it on the inside. Exotic does make that 1-0. Vitality need to trade one back, and they need to do it relatively sharpish. Sizen, who started this series off brightly, needs to recapture that form. Vitality, though, looking just a step slower in the opening moments of this game. Tira, he's got a teammate in. No, he does not. Actually back over for it into the midfield. Exotic gets something on it. It was a bit chaotic. Vitality might have been happy to see that if it just came out a little bit nicer for them. Instead, we stay at 1-0, Johnny.
Well, that's good press here from Vitality. Alpha actually calling a fake on a sidewall double there. Karmine Corp were not able to see.
Hello?
Well, it's a bit late, but it's actually going to see that infield early enough. You know, I think the key for Vitality is to just get Sizen into the game. You know, you've got 2 players who have had brilliant events this weekend in Alpha and Radosin, but for Sizen, it's very on and off game to game. You know, he had unfortunately a poor miss on an aerial, leading to Karmine Corp's only goal of the game so far. In games that he has had a big impact, he's had an early impact. If he can just get on the score sheet early, if he can get involved in a goal early on, I think that's how he can feel confident on this lineup. And I think it's important that Radosin and Alpha try and bring him into the play as early as possible. That's it. A lot of pass towards the man himself, but the double commit from Radosin and Alpha will leave Sizen scrambling, but he pre-flips into a pit maneuver to keep the ball in the back corner. Well, that's perfectly done by Sizen to give time for his double commit and teammates to get back.
They'll stay only at 1-0. I think one thing that has been a massive difference maker for me, Johnny, in this one is that we saw just how good and how much success Alpha and Radosin were having from those ceiling plays during their previous series against Oxygen. But they're not working this time around, and I can't blame them because look at the defense they've got to get past. If there are 3 players that you would say, yeah, you know what, they're going to defend against the ceiling reset, it would be Vatira, Itachi, and Exotic. And those plays just have not had the same sort of impact in this best of 7. Here we go again. Has he got it? Instantly shut down by Itachi. And just to sort of emphasize my point, although they do still have pressure.
Yeah, Itachi's showing what you need to do against those huge plays, especially plays involving a flip reset, whether it's a flip reset on the ball, whether it's a flip reset on the ceiling. You need somebody to get up as quickly as possible and hit the ball. It might sound silly to say it that simply, but very often you'll just see players getting faked for no reason. This is a wide open net almost, but Tira somehow hit that at the goalkeeper who's spawning from a demo. Yeah, it's just we've left completely undefendable because of that demo from Karmine Corp. While Vitality overextend, it's looking rough for them. Karmine Corp are just a couple of minutes, so just 1 minute and 20 seconds away from 4 straight games. Late kickoff for Vitality here. Trying to mix it up. It doesn't go in their favor either. Another demo, another goal. And That just could be the goal that wins it for Karmine Corp.
You know what? I don't hate the last 2 goals that we saw them concede. They tried something different against a team that clearly had their number. But this could be, well, this should be, tournament done and dusted.
Yeah.
Europe looking strong coming in off the off-season, but, well, we have a consistent over here, and that is Karmine Corp, and they are a tier above.
Yeah, they just seem to be able to reproduce these performances so much more than other teams can. Oxygen today were probably at their best, the best team we saw this weekend, but they were not at their best all weekend. That's for sure. Karmine Corp's, their floor is just so high. Even when they have an off game, they're still tough to beat. Even in the one loss that they had in this grand final, they were forcing world-class saves out of their opponents. And you know, that's what's terrifying about this team. You know, they might not have the highest peak, but when you show up like this, you're tough to beat. Sizen's not done though. 34 seconds. They've already tried one sneaky kickoff strat. That one didn't work. Will they conjure something else? Try and surprise Karmine Corp in the closing stages.
Let's find out then, shall we? This needs to go back-to-back for them. They need one more big goal swing like we saw at the start of this series. That is not going to help. Look at the timer tick away. Every single hit, every single moment is excruciating for Vitality. They don't even have possession of the ball at the moment. As Exotic pops it over the top. Half the time that they had already gone.
Yeah, Karmine Corp are just playing keep away here. It's another good save from Alpha, but how much more have they got? Itachi knows to just chase the ball in these situations. Karmine Corp have played the clock brilliantly. They've limited Vitality's chances, and they've beaten them 4 games in a row to win Regional 1. 4 straight regional grand finals for Karmine Corp, and out of them, 2 victories. They are the #1 team in Europe when it comes to online.
So Vitality may have beat them earlier on in the tournament, but once you hit these brackets, once you hit best of 7, Karmine Corp were always the favourites in the French Derby, and they have got themselves another accolade to their name. I did say earlier on that I believe Karmine Corp easily the best online team when it comes to Europe. They continue to prove me right for now. And the question will remain, Johnny, no matter the results that we get here, the question will remain, can this happen at LAN? They continue to prove, though, at this environment, they're untouchable.
Well, you know, I think this playstyle does translate very well to LAN. Karmine Corp look like the full package. It's just, you know, you just got to get it right on the day, pretty much, for this team. You know, every team has an off day, even Karmine Corp. Luckily for them, their off days are still pretty impressive. Yeah, too much for Vitality today. Vitality can still be proud of this one. I think they're not quite there yet, but they're looking like a favorite to make LAN alongside KC.
But what a time we've had. Karmine Corp, your Winter Open champions.
Hey, Vatira, congratulations on yet another grand finals. Not only great performance, but a victory. How are you feeling after this one?
I'm feeling so good. I'm so happy. Like it was a really hard series, but we still win, so I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you guys looked in peak form today. It looked like you guys couldn't do anything wrong. But in that game 1, Vitality, I mean, they popped off. They looked like the mechanics were really shining through. How did you guys stop all 3 of those members and just get to focus on your gameplay?
I don't know. Like at the beginning, Vitality just played the series, so they had a momentum, and we were just like, it was the first game, so just the time we were getting used to it. But we really talked after the game 1, and we know how to play our play style, and we just give everything, and I don't know, it works.
It does work, and it seems like it's worked from day number 1. The moment you joined this roster, you guys have found success, and I just want to know from your side of things, what is your favorite team about KCorp, about your teammates?
The thing that I love in my team is just because the first time I talked to them, we all had the same mentality. We all wanted the same thing, talk after games, watch replays, just gameplay or play style. We have a plan, a game plan, and we just play around this, and it works, and everyone was too good today, so I'm pretty happy.
Is it fair to say that you're all obsessed with this game. I mean, obviously you're a pro player and we all are obsessed by being involved with this, but obsessed to the point where you have one goal in mind. These regionals are great. That's fantastic. Majors are cool too, but do you guys have that one goal where it's like, we have to lift that trophy?
Like, since the last World, like in Dallas, and like the series against Furia, everyone remember, like obviously, but from this series, like I just wanted more than everyone. Like I just want to give everything, to be with the right teammates. I know Itachi and Exotic wanted like more, not more than me, but we all want it. We just want to lift that trophy and give everything. Like that's why we are there. That's why we are prepared to win regional, maybe major. We'll see. But we just work, and I hope it will be. I don't know, but like we will work on this, and I'm pretty sure we are going to be world champ.
Yeah, I mean, hard work pays off, and so far it looks like it is. And, you know, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. Leaf wanted me to ask you, one, are you the best player in the world, and why?
I don't know. Like, if I say that I am the best player, people will be like, his ego is too huge. But I mean, look at my performance, man. Like, as you can see,
exactly.
like,
Let your numbers talk, right?
Yeah, like numbers talks. That's all I have to say. Like, and since 2022, I did like 9 final of regional out of 10. So like, no one can say the same. So yeah, I think I am.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to just give you the floor. And if there's anyone you want to shout out or anything you want to say, man, the time is yours.
Thank you for the support, everyone. Merci les gars de la KCorp, vraiment merci pour tout le support que vous donnez, et vive le Blue Wall, vraiment vous êtes les meilleurs, et thank you to everyone, and thank you for this interview.
Hey, no, thank you, Vatira. I really appreciate the time, and best of luck in the next regional.
Thank you, I appreciate it.